We've only got 5 minutes, so let's get started. In this video, we are practicing 5 minutes for healthy hips. Let's start in a tabletop position. So come down to your mat, come down to all fours, separate your knees about hips width distance apart, and come down to your hands, shoulders stacked over wrists, hips stacked over knees. Just rock forward and back the hips just a little bit, maybe getting slightly deeper and creating a little more movement with each rock. Beautiful. Come back to your tabletop and bring your right foot to the top of your mat. Now you can take as many steps as you need to, but get your right foot to the top of your mat. And when you're ready, with your hands on the mat for stability, tuck those back toes and lift the back knee. See how this feels. How does this feel in the hip flexors, in the hips all around? If this is a little too intense, go ahead and leave that back knee on the mat. But if you're feeling good, lift that back heel, lift that back knee, and hold this pose and just breathe into those hips and that front hip flexor. Beautiful. Take your right forearm and place it on your thigh. Spin those back heel down so your back heel is flat on the mat, and slowly, with your arm on your knee for stability, reach your left arm up to the sky. Squeeze that low belly in, extended side angle. Beautiful. Hold here for your next exhale. And on your next inhale, reach yourself all the way up, coming in to a warrior two. So take a look at your feet. If your feet feel like they're really far apart, try to get them in one straight line on your mat and bring your hands out to a T. See if you feel comfortable to get a little deeper into those hips, bringing that knee over the front ankle and seeing how low you can get that thigh. It's okay if it's nice and high, but just think about getting it a little lower. Straighten that front knee. Inhale, reverse triangle. Lower that back arm toward the back of the thigh and reach your right arm to the sky. Feel a nice little stretch along the front of that right hip. Beautiful. Parallel your feet, so pivot your right toes so they're parallel to the left. Reach both arms up to the sky. Bring your hands down to your hips as you lean forward with the chest. Long, strong spine. And then if it feels comfortable, bring those hands down to the mat. Now, if the mat feels a little far away, go ahead and bend those knees. We really want to feel this in the legs and the hips, not in the back. So if you feel like you're straining by having to round the back to touch the ground, then bend the knees, perhaps widen the feet a little more. And after you've held it for a couple minutes, if that feels okay, then perhaps straighten the knees out. Beautiful. Now bend the knees and slowly come all the way back up to standing. Bring your arms back up. Create a big X with the body, taking up space, and then bring those hands back down to your hips. Now we're going to pivot our other foot. We're going to pivot our left foot toward the back of our mat. Bend that left knee and come into a warrior two on the left side. So bend that left knee, feel it in the hips, and if you feel ready to, open the arms up, creating a T. Beautiful. So legs are still in one straight line. Maybe we feel comfortable to get a little deeper into that warrior two. Beautiful. Straighten that front knee. Flip the hands, left arm reaches to the sky, right arm reaches down the back thigh. Still getting into the front now of that left hip flexor. Beautiful. Bring both hands down to your hips, parallel the feet once again, coming back to center, bending at the hips, leading with the chest, and bringing the hands down to the mat. Beautiful. Walk your feet in as you bend the knees and lower the hips down. Now, you might lower it halfway down. You might feel comfortable to lower it all the way down. Maybe you keep your hands on the ground for stability. There's a lot of options here. Choose the one that feels best for you. If you're having a little more tightness in the hips, you might just keep your hips nice and high, feeling the stretch along the back side of the hips. But if you do want to go a little deeper, perhaps you lower that booty down. And if you want to test your balance, you can even bring your hands to heart center and see how this feels. Beautiful. When you're ready, release the hands down and make your way to your seat, to your bum. It's okay if it does not look elegant. You can fall backwards, put your hands down however you wish. Beautiful. Bring your feet together, let your knees flop open, sit nice and tall. Take a deep breath in with me. Exhale, sigh it out. And there we have it. That was 5 minutes of happy hips. Thank you so much for joining me. As you get more comfortable with these poses, feel free to slow them down. And if you are ready for longer videos, then check out my free options at kalanayoga.com. I'll see you next time.